Yo, welcome guys to a new battlecast, and I know, we have not heard each other for a long time. I had to take some time off and limit this channel quite a lot, and even now I will not be back as usual, but I will make videos now and then, and I still love this game, I still play this game, and yeah, thanks to those who asked about me, I'm doing well. And yeah, let's do a battlecast today, and this is a land battle 1-1 Nurgle against Khorne, and yeah, I'm playing Nurgle, and yeah, let's directly start with their army compositions. In my front line we have some Nurglings. This is a quite decent low tier unit in my opinion. I wouldn't call them a meat shield, they are better than a meat shield, and for the price of 350 I think it was, this is quite decent. They can hold the line for at least some time, and this is quite okay. Directly behind that we need support, of course, so I brought these Plague Bearers of Nurgle. Like all Nurgle units, these guys cause poison, but also in addition magical attacks, and have a weapon strength of 48. This is quite okay, and for that price these guys are quite good. On my flanks on each side I brought a group of Forsaken, and yeah, the Forsaken are, as in the old game, a very good damage dealer unit and slice and dice enemy infantry ranks. I think the amount of armor is a little bit more than like on the old version of Chaos, I'm not 100% sure, and the speed is a little bit less, but even though these guys, this version is causing poison, and I think they're doing quite well, like in Warhammer 2. Even if the Forsaken nearly causing no AP damage, they're doing well against all infantry units. We saw that in game 2 or game 1. So on my flanks, perfect for flanking the enemy infantry. So I brought in addition 2 Beasts of Nurgles, because against Khorne, all of you know, Khorne is very heavily armored like Chaos, and for that reason we need some AP damage. And this Beast of Nurgle is perfect for that. I brought 2. The price is 800 credits, I think, so quite okay. The amount of AP damage is 150, what is really good. And yeah, it counts as a large target, of course, but it is not that big. So enemy cannons and stuff, it's not so easy to snipe this guy out over here. And I think the Tomb Scorpion of the Tomb Kings, he can, surrounded by your own infantry in the front line, can cause a lot of trouble, and at least I have some AP damage on the battlefield. So I think this is a quite good solution. So we have a cultist over here, and the cultist, I brought this cultist because we have an armor sundering ability of 30 over here. As all of you know, Nurgle has nearly no AP values on the infantry units, and overall on the army roster it's quite limited. So we have to do something about that, and for that reason I brought this cultist of Nurgle with this armor sundering ability, and I think this works quite well. Then we have the Exalted Great Unclean One, and I think this is, in my opinion, the best lord in the actual game 3. When we take a look on game 3 alone, this is, in my opinion, the best lord, because we have a huge amount of leadership of nearly 90. He has a huge amount of AP damage of 289. He's a good spellcaster. So we have, for example, Blight Boil over here, and he has also some good passive abilities like this Pestilence Decay that will cause damage to enemy units in a range of 35 meters, or also this Fetid Stench is also very good, that will reduce the leadership by 8 of enemy units. And I think this is a very, very good lord. Of course, when the old races will join game 3, they will have a good time with large entities, or it's not so difficult to snipe him out. He's a very huge target. But isolated in game 3, I think this is, in my opinion, I like this lord very much. So I think this is the best lord in game 3, in my opinion. So last but not least, I brought some Rot Flies. These guys causing also AP damage, and also we have a lot of mobility on the battlefield. And yeah, for this purpose I brought these guys over here. And you can directly see, I saw that he dispatched his skull cannons quite a lot from his main army core, and I directly took this advantage and yeah, send my rod flies to attack these skull cannons. But you can see he's doing something about that and dispatched a group of halberds over here. So let's take a short look on the army composition of my opponent. We have Chaos Warriors of Khorne. This is the shielded version, very good for the frontline fight. Directly behind that we have the dual weapon version for the damage output. Damage dealers over here, very good army composition to put the shielded version in the front line and the support of the dual weapons directly behind that. And on the last shrine we have the halberds for anti-large purposes, and all these Chaos Warriors of Khorne are so heavily armored with their amount of 100. So very good infantry composition of my opponent over here. I really like that infantry. Then he brought a Herald of Khorne on his Blood Throne, and we have a huge amount of armor then of 110. He's very, very heavily armored. Therefore, the weapon strength overall decreased a bit, but we have now, of course, a lot of splash damage, and this chariot can cause a lot of trouble in enemy infantry ranks. And we have a bonus versus infantry of 28, what is quite good. But he's probably doing not so well against my Great Unclean One. And as you already saw, we have 2 skull cannons. I think this is a little bit much to bring 2 on the battlefield. 1 is probably enough. My opinion, I really like the Hell Cannon of Chaos, and I think the Hell Cannon is much better than the Skull Cannon here. The Skull Cannon, it's very inaccurate in my opinion, and also the damage output is not that good. But the advantage is, of course, you can use these guys as a chariot if they run out of ammunition. So, okay. Let's start with the frontline fight. We have a charge over here in the forest, and yeah, let's begin. So of course the Nurglings against the Chaos Warriors will not do much damage, but at least are able to hold the line for some seconds until the Plague Bearers charge. We have a huge front line, and you can see on the sides I tried to flank him with a group of Plague Bearers, and also of course with my Forsaken. And he tried to interrupt this, you can see it over here. Here also Nurgles fight against these dual weapons, and of course the dual weapons will slice and dice these little fellows over here, no problem. Now the Great Unclean One joining the fight directly in the middle, and of course I have to be careful, there are halberds also around, but the Great Unclean One is really steady. You can see how much splash damage he caused to enemy infantry. This is incredibly good. But even though I was not doing that well, if you take a look on the right flank, this was not that good. We have now here these Plague Bearers fight against the halberds. The halberds should, in my opinion, should slice and dice these Plague Bearers, of course, even if their purposes or if their advantages against large entities. And my Rotfly is doing well, but also they cannot do something about on the right flank. You can see I'm not doing well over here. Let me say it like this. I see no Plague Bearers joining over here, and of course these halberds are doing well. They are quite steady, as I said. The Plague Bearers causing nearly no AP damage, and for that reason it's quite difficult to go through the armor of the Chaos Warriors. But the purpose of Nurgle is to damage with attrition, not with direct damage or AP damage. And let's take a look on this side over here. But you can also see my Plague Bearers are belting away. This is of course not really good. Well, my Great Unclean One is doing really, really well. His infantry has a lot of problems with him. You can see he has such a massive, can walk through the enemy infantry ranks no problem. And as I said, he's also a really good spellcaster. But now, as the Great Unclean One left the middle, you can see the Plague Bearers are melting away. They have no chance against the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. And also on the right side, he dispatched, or he took his, he go with his scout cannons as chariots and annihilate my infantry ranks. And at least my Beast of Nurgle on this side is doing really, really well. And as the Skull Cannons have a problem against large entities, and also this Chaos Warriors have a problem with these Beast of Nurgle. So I think the Beast of Nurgle is really, really good in this matchup over here, because it's quite cheap. As I said, probably 800 bucks, or 800 bucks it was. It's quite decent. My cultist is all still online. He's quite, yeah, he's half health, but he's doing also quite okay. As I said, he has armor sundering ability, damage output is okay. Of course, against very healthy enemy infantry ranks, he's not doing much. But in addition, with our own infantry or Beast of Nurgle or stuff, he will do a great job over here. This Beast of Nurgle over here on this side is very healthy, online and doing well. And we have over here dual weapons, and dual weapons are doing not so good, of course, against this Beast of Nurgle. He needs a lot of halberds where you have a group of 16. And here on the field we saw that Forsaken are doing a great job, even against 2 Skull Cannons as chariots, or we have 3 chariots on this battlefield. We have 2 Skull Cannons and 1 Herald of Khorne. So for that purpose, these guys are really mobile. They can drive around, cause a lot of trouble in enemy infantry ranks, and still can shoot if it is necessary. A wild fight going on over here, but overall you can see I'm doing not so well. I have a group of Forsaken on this side. On the right flank I lost the fight completely. And here I have still a Beast of Nurgle doing a great job against these dual weapons, or against these Chaos Warriors, this shielded version. But he's also quite heavily damaged. But overall I lost the right flank, the middle, and the still fighting on the left flank, but also over here. It looks not perfect. So at this point of this battle I thought, okay, I will lose this battle. This is for sure. You can also see the balance of power shifting more and more in his favor. The Forsaken still are, still solid, but taking more and more damage from the Skull Cannons. They have no chance, of course. And also my Great Unclean One is a little bit in trouble. Here we have a still good, very healthy Beast of Nurgle left. So as I said, it's a large entity, but overall it's not that big on the battlefield. So the hit point box is quite limited on the ground. So with enemy artillery it's not that easy to kill these Beasts of Nurgle. And against all these infantry units it's doing really, really well. Okay, now I saw he's blobbing up with his units, creating a huge blob of these Chaos Warriors surrounding my Beast of Nurgle. And then a Blight Ball comes down. So I casted a Blight Ball on this blob, and you can see the huge damage what it causes to the infantry. You can see that? It's a huge amount of damage on these Chaos Warriors. These guys are shaken. The range of this Blight Boil is huge. So this was this was bad gameplay from my opponent to blob up like this. And yeah, I saw that, and directly causing this Blight Boil. But my Great Unclean One is not looking good at this moment. He's taking more and more damage, even if he's quite steady. As I said, he has a huge amount of leadership. My cultist is still online here driving on, and he's, as I said, he's a small target. I brought him on foot for purpose, so I saw that it's much better here to bring him on foot, because for this reason he's very, very difficult to catch, and you can see he caused a lot of trouble in this fight against all these large entities here. So last but not least I managed to kill one of this Skull Cannons from his chariot, where they have one Skull Cannon left, and his Herald is, he's took a lot of damage. Actually, he's quite low, but I managed to rout off his entire infantry army, and at this point the balance of power is a bit in my favor. Still, I thought, okay, I will lose this game, but it looks quite good. Now he sends a group of Chaos Warriors of Khorne in this battle. Now I managed to kill the second Skull Cannon with help of the Beast of Nurgle, of course. And I'm not sure if it was that good to send the Chaos Warriors of Khorne into this, into my two monsters over here, because he really sacrificed these guys. It would be probably much better to collect these, to collect his units. And now I saw, okay, he has one group of Chaos Warriors in front of the forest, and some units are routing off. And the good thing was that the Halberds are, they are not coming back over. You can see he has 2 units. And the only thing that is able to come back are dual weapons and normal Chaos Warriors. So this is good for my large entities. And of course I saw okay, these guys are routing. Now give them the rest, kill them entirely. Now they're probably shattering in a few seconds. And he saw that, of course, and now is tried to collect his units left. Let's do fast forward over here for the last stand. But it's a pause a little bit in my favor. He's collecting some of his infantry ranks or infantry units, and we have a last stand now. So this was a fight I've really thought it is lost, and I don't have. So we will see how this goes. Enjoy. Last charge. So you can see the infantry is have no chance over here. They are too weak. They lost too many units. And on the Blood Throne, I think the Herald of Khorne was in this matchup not perfect. So I won this match. Don't know how. And as I said, I probably think if one Skull Cannon is enough, Herald of Khorne on foot or other Lord, and for the other Skull Cannon much more units, and I think then he would have won this battle and I would have lost it. So this is, but I really like the army composition of the infantry of my enemy. Probably the best units in my opinion were the Beast of Nurgle, because they were so steady, and of course the Great Unclean One. You can see the Nurglings nearly doing no damage, so this was just to increase the units of my army and that they will lead the charge, but you can see they am not able to kill anything. But even though, I think this was quite good match, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you for tuning in, and maybe see you next time, and maybe to a Battlecast or a Fight Club, we will see. Have a nice day.